Hey, y'all. Hey, and welcome to another episode of Theories and Thoughts podcast with Anya. And
Fancy.
I was sitting here thinking, do I always say your girl Anya or do I just say Anya? Hmm.
Mm, I think you just say Anya.
Because I used to ask, why do people always say your boy or your girl this? Like, that's annoying. Anywho, congratulations to Safari and Erica Mena on expecting another child. So after y'all cut up so bad on social media, after y'all act a plum fool on social media, after he said he was leaving and she said how she felt, y'all now expecting. That must have been that angry sex.
It
Fancy
must have been what?
that angry sex.
Oh. Well,
You know
I
how
don't know. It seems like he's a good dad to the daughter that they have. So, and it seems like he enjoys being a dad. So, I guess that's a good thing, right? If
that's
nothing else.
definitely the thing. But they
Hey, Kelly.
oh hey Kelly. I didn't see the
It's
comment.
fine. You were looking down.
Hey Kelly. So that's that. I feel like if my thing is this, don't fight online whenever you have a problem with your mate, because then you look stupid when you go back to him. And it's
Yeah.
okay to go back to him. It's all right. Like, that's what we do. We break up to make up. Ashanti made a song about it. It's
Well,
cool.
then it's kind of like I don't know, because I'm not gonna say I fought with a mate online, but I have said some pretty harsh stuff before about a mate online. But normally it's when it got to the point where we not getting back together. So I don't mind sharing that stuff. But I don't know. It seems like once you done share something too, it almost make you not want to get back with the person. Just because you don't want to look like, like go back and eat those words or whatever. Hey Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. Well, that. And it's almost like, hey, Mr. Curtis.
Hey Mr. Curtis.
Um, it's one of those situations where, you know how you be like, I ain't gonna tell my family and friends because they gonna still be mad and we gonna be back on good terms.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to some more stuff. NFL first round draft pick Najee Harris holds pizza party at homeless shelter where he had lived prior to the draft. Hi, Yinty. Sorry if I mispronounced that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really something really dope. And then the fact that he lived there, he used to live there. So that's an inspiring story for those who, maybe in that position now that you can be a first round NFL. You're not what your circumstances show you around. That's what I'm trying to say. Just because your circumstances say one thing right now, that don't necessarily mean that's who you are.
Right. And that's true. And that was really kind of him and thoughtful to think back. Oftentimes people want to push all of that behind them once they made it to a certain point, but instead he wanted that to be a part of his moment. And I think that that's really awesome.
So speaking of the draft, Deion Sanders was upset because no HBCU football players were drafted. I don't know much about why they wouldn't have been drafted. They have some really good players that play for HBCUs. I think that will cause a lot of young men not to want to go to HBCUs because they're going to be like, well, I'm not going to get drafted. But although you don't get drafted, you can always go as a walk on.
Which is true though. Like it's almost discouraging, and you think about how a lot of the players entered the portal last summer or last year, switching to HBCUs, and now it's like it seems like it's almost payback or something. Seems like it to me, but
It's
that's just me. That could not be the case, but I don't know. Deion Sanders. Sometimes he be on point. Sometimes he don't. You never really know with him.
what you mean now?
Like sometimes he makes comments that you can agree with, but other times his comments like they can be almost offensive or something. You know. I'm trying to. You don't recall any Deion Sanders moments or something in the past recently? Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, no, I don't. I know he's had some issues with his ex-wife, with his kids, but both of his boys play for him now.
Oh, they do. Oh,
Yeah,
at Jackson State.
yeah. Little known fact. I was the older boy. I was his after school teacher once.
Oh, really? That's
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm. I was his after school teacher in 2008
Did you
at
ever
first.
meet Dion?
Yeah, I met Dion.
That's cool.
He used to stand and watch them play, and he would just smile. He was a dad, like a real
Yeah.
dad. He literally would just watch, like I'll just see him, and he'll be like, and he'll just watch, like really enjoyed his kids, and they were excited when they saw him. It was really good. They had two with his later wife. Um, with his ex-wife now, his last ex-wife. He had two boys and a daughter, and yeah, all three of them went to the school. It was a Montessori, Frisco Montessori Academy, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name of it. But yeah, I was the after school teacher. I was his after school teacher, and yeah, that was it.
That's cool.
Hi, Mercy.
Marcy Naria. And thank you, Kelly. Thank you about my glasses. I got them from Zlul. I need to get an affiliate link. I bought two pairs. So yeah.
You should.
Yeah. I'm for real.
I'm for real too. Shoot, we're in the media business. People gonna be wanting to know what you got and where you got it from. Most people too. So, Wakanda Forever, July 2022. Are we excited? It's gonna be in theaters. So by that time, people are going to the theater now. By that time, people are really gonna be in the theaters. I'm excited about watching it. I'm not. I would like to know if it was done by time when Chadwick passed.
It looks like from what I've read that they're he's not gonna be in it, but they're gonna give him like a proper send off or something. A proper ending to his story. That's what the news reports kind of read like. And I was trying to say the date. It is supposed to be 2022, July 8th. So it's gonna be it seems like they should have moved it closer to July 4th because that's normally it seems like when they do the really big box office stuff. I wonder if it's because it's Wakanda and us. Let me stop. But I'm just saying, like why we didn't get because that would be the thing. It makes me think about Independence Day, but that was probably a release on Independence Day, but I just remember it being like a really big thing. So it just seems like they should have picked the date before the 4th so that way families can go and see it on the 4th. That's traditionally it seems like what people would do. I mean, but of course people gonna still go see it though. Because I want to see it.
Around Christmas. I know they do that around Christmas. They do a lot of big movies around Christmas so people can go see it for the holiday and Thanksgiving.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm excited about going to see it. I didn't go see Wakanda right away. I was letting your cousins get passed through there. Hey, Brandy girl.
Hey, Brandy.
I was letting your cousins go in first.
Well, me and my cousin went. That's the last movie I went to see, and that's probably it had been years before I had been in a theater. So It was weird, but that was like us doing being cool moms, as she said. We even took the baby with us, girl. So, and he was a real baby.
I wanted to wear the whole get up. Did I wear a get up? No, I didn't.
Oh goodness, I did not. I remember wearing a white T-shirt because I remember doing my thing. I shared it on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a really big movie person. Like, I'll sit here and watch it now, but going to the movie theater, I used to date this guy who was like, he knew when movies were coming out, what he wanted to buy. He went to movies every week. And I was like, babe, this ain't her. This ain't me. That ain't what I do. Like, I'm just not a big movie person.
So he wanted you to go to the movies with him. You didn't. Okay.
And
Just wondering. I know my last ex was like really into movies, and he would watch some of everything. But my mom used to have this like we started with VHS tapes, and we used to record all these movies. So we had a really extensive movie collection. Over the years, though, I have not watched movies the way I used to. Like I said, I just discovered Dave Chappelle's Block Party the other day. So yeah, I'm late.
that came out, man.
2005.
See,
I was like, where was I at in 2005?
I think I watched that. I'm not sure. I think I watched that. But I don't like movies. Like, I'm a rom-com girl. First of all, I'm not the girl that's gonna have a movie theater in her house. That's not me. I'm not gonna do that. But the second thing is I'm checking my phone to see if the guest, if she texts me or anything. That's why I keep looking over because I'm getting texts. Um, but yeah, but like I'll sit here and watch Netflix on my tablet. Oh, I watch something like I like Queen and Slim. Like Queen. Okay, so my favorite movies are Love and Basketball and Queen and Slim. Hello. I always start yawning, broadcast. I don't know why. It's not boring. I just
Look, I'm sorry. I don't have any favorite movies, so I couldn't help you out there. I was trying to like think like, do I have a? But I can't really say.
My favorite movies are that Wakanda was good, but
Which is Black Panther, because you keep calling me Wakanda. Like.
You told me early when we was going over this, Wakanda is coming out July 20th.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Wakanda Forever is the name of the sequel.
Okay, I'm about to say
Panther, because you keep saying Wakanda was good, like, or Wakanda when I didn't go see Wakanda. So I'm just saying. Brandy said Love and Basketball is her favorite too.
Brandy, I'm that girl who would sit here and get on people's nerves by reciting this damn movie. Like
I've never saw this movie. I've never saw it.
We're gonna have to watch that one day. Like when he grabbed her and she said when the girls were like, "Hey, cute man, you gonna take us to the championship?" He's like, "Yeah, you know that," something like that. And then she walked up and he grabbed her and they fall in the grass and he said, "Out of all these girls out here, you're the only one I know is real." And I like it. A lot of people say it's toxic. A lot of people say it was toxic. I feel like it's how relationships really do be going. Like you like him a little bit, but you don't like him a little bit. I don't know. I love that movie. And Queen and Slim, of course, I love it. I love that because that's another one of that's a love movie. Like I am a rom-com girl. So I mean, and then I like Wedding Crashers. Like that's one of my favorites. The Wedding Crashers. And what's another one? Like I like The Wedding Planner. Like I'm
okay. You really are a rom-com girl because those are. I watch that type of stuff occasionally. I really have to be in a mood because I don't know. I just still be so like my whole thing with movies. I can carry on a storyline past the story, and I get too involved like with the characters, and it becomes like emotionally something for me, draining. So that's why I don't really watch a lot of movies. black movies. I watch some other stuff because I don't mind other stuff happening to other people. I'm not in that sense. But I'll just be like, okay, well, they shouldn't have been doing it anyway, or if that was a. So, but when I be watching, yeah.
I'm not doing this with you. Bring on our guest. This you is out of order today.
All right, so let me bring her in.
Hey, LaTonya.
Hi, LaTonya. You're on
Hello,
mute.
ladies.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, can you hear us? Tonight, our guest is LaTonya Baker of I'm Still My Sister's Keeper. She has a fabulous fashion show this Saturday, well, Friday and Saturday event this weekend, Friday and Saturday in Atlanta. Well, I was about to say October, like October was a destination. Jesus, what's going on here? So she's here to tell us all about herself. Thank you for joining us. So
You're
tell
very
us
welcome.
who you are and what you're about, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Well, first of all, beautiful women, thank you so much for having me. Love those earrings. So yes, we are preparing for the fifth annual I'm Still My Sister's Keeper, the fashion show. We literally just got into Atlanta like maybe 2 hours ago. So I had to rush to the hotel, shower, change, had my assistant throw a little something on my face, and bam, here I am. But I have a couple models that are coming out to the mansion on tomorrow to get fitted. And then on Thursday, we're doing a women's retreat, something I've always wanted to do, kind of just to get the women prepared and do some healing. We need some healing. So we have a couple different speakers. Miss Nikki is one, and she's also our co-producer as well as a host. So she's going to be doing some activities with the young ladies as well as another. I met I met a group of young ladies in Milwaukee, and they have an organization called Sisterhood Keeper. So it's Sisther. And so we collaborated. We decided to kind of collaborate on this particular healing event Thursday. And then they're also going to be doing a poem at the event. We're doing a tribute to moms who are no longer with us Saturday. So Friday, we're going to do the pre-party. The models are going to kind of show you a few things, what you're going to be looking forward to on Saturday. Vendors are going to be able to set up and sell some products and market themselves. Live music. We're going to have food. And then Saturday is a big show, and Sunday we have a Mother's Day brunch, so we have a full schedule ahead of us.
Oh, my day. And I'm upset. See, what had happened was, I'm still in the hotel. Blind.
Did you just move to Texas?
No, the snowstorms that happened in February.
Oh.
So when y'all was like, can you come? I was like, I'm supposed to be moving. That was why and I was supposed to be moving this weekend. Well, they didn't tell me when. So now they pushed it to the 15th. So that's why I'm not here this weekend, because they jacking me around.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to be there in person to, be amongst everything. Of course, I love Miss Nikki, the brand. Love her. I said we have to get her. I told Fancy we got to get her on here or in the magazine somewhere. We got to do something with her. So why did you name it I'm Still My Sister's Keeper?
Okay, so I don't know if you all know the story about why I even opened up my boutique or the fashion show. Unfortunately, my mom passed 2012 unexpected in her sleep, and I was depressed. And when she passed in her sleep, and I found out later on that her mom passed in her sleep, and her mom's mom passed in her sleep. So now we have three generation of women who all passed in their sleep, similar symptoms, obesity, stress, hypertension. And I started realizing that I was so much like my mom. I was overweight. I was stressed out. I was living check to check, barely making ends meet. Didn't have to, but it was just what I was taught because of what I saw growing up. And it was at that moment, my sister opened up a boutique, and she named it after my mom, Tyrese's Boutique. And so when I saw her, I said, you know what? I think what you're doing looks a little fun. I think I want to try it. So she helped me open up my boutique, and I opened my boutique and named it Tyrese's Boutique 2, TOO. So we kind of just started doing things just in memory of her. And I told her, I said, why don't we do a fashion show together to kind of launch our boutique? So the first fashion show was done in Memphis, and it was just my sister and myself, and we called it Sister's Keeper. So a lot of our family came down, friends. I mean, it was a packed house. We had it doing in Memphis in May, so we had a huge crowd. So it went so well and I enjoyed myself. I said, you know what, I'm going to do this again next year, but I want to do it in Atlanta. And I'm going to name it I'm Still My Sister's Keeper. So it was kind of like a continuation of Sister's Keeper. And that was a phenomenal show. I mean, it was so many people that came out, and we ended up doing kind of like advocacy for women who went through like domestic violence, and we gave some of the proceeds to women who went through that. Got a lot of feedback, and I said, you know what, let's just keep it going every year. So it ended up being a fashion show, but it turned into a movement. A lot of lives have been impacted, and a lot of the models who model with us every year, they come back every year. So this is the sixth annual fashion show. Unfortunately, last year we had to do it virtually, and that was the hardest show I've ever had to do virtually. I'm like, I thought doing the show virtually would just be so easy. No, you're dealing with technical issues. You don't, and then we had other people from other cities do the show as well. So some of them forgot to unmute. Some did mute when they weren't supposed to, and it was like texting people like unmute, undo this, do this, do that. But it was a lot of fun, and here we are, the fifth annual fashion show.
That is bomb.
Yeah.
Because I kept wondering why she said I'm still my sister's keeper. Did she have?
It's almost like it's a reminder of, because you hear people say all the time, I'm my sister's keeper. No, I'm still my sister's keeper. Regardless, I'm still your sister's keeper. So it's kind of like a reminder, a continuation, that I'm gonna always be my sister's keeper. And like I said, the show has turned into a huge movement. We just actually spoke last night, my administrator and Miss Nikki and myself, about we always start planning the next year's show during the show that we're doing the current year, so that when we're at the current show we can announce where we're going to be at the next year. And it's always been my dream to do a fashion show tour. So we just put together a fashion show tour. We're going to be hitting up 3 cities, but I think I may have added a fourth city, so we'll announce the 4 cities at the show Saturday. And then we're going to end up back in Atlanta. So it's going to be similar to like American Idol. It's going to be kind of like a competition. But what I would like to do now that I'm a community health worker, I'd like to connect with community health worker in all the cities and have them be a part of this, so that we can start doing some panel discussions about uh, things that people went through during the pandemic. Some people were stressed and depressed. Some people gained weight. Some people got pregnant. Some people lost their jobs, their house, their family members, and we want to start talking about those things. So in every city that we go to, we're going to be talking about those type of particular things and how people kind of overcame those things, and we do it through fashion.
Okay.
So does your sister still is she still in collaboration with you throughout the process now? Do you all still work together?
She does a breast cancer awareness show every year. So I'm still my sister's keeper, and she does breast cancer, but we both always support each other. Her line is always in my show, and my line is always in her show, but it's two separate different shows, two separate different businesses. Now, she did cancel the show last year because of the pandemic, but we're actually going to be doing something this year. We just actually put together a virtual tribute to cancer survivors, and then we're going to do a dinner with them, and then put together another show that's going to happen in Milwaukee in October.
Oh, okay.
So why Atlanta? You mentioned you was just getting into Atlanta, so that means you don't live in Atlanta. So why was that so important for you to do a show in Atlanta?
I've always wanted to come here and visit, and it's always been referred to as the Black Hollywood, and that's the experience I had when I came here. When I came here, unfortunately, I was going through a separation, so I just wanted a fresh start. So I came here, and I was in partnership with someone, and I think it's the most I've ever hustled in my life. And at the time, unfortunately, my dad fell ill, so I had to leave after being here for 6.5 months to go take care of him, and then he ended up passing. So trying to take care of him, trying to live out my dreams, I lost a lot financially. I lost my car, I lost a lot, and but I've always still come here to do the show, to do business, and my experience and the people that I met here have been just wonderful. They were very welcoming, and like I said, majority of the models that model in my show are from Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida, so they don't mind actually coming to Atlanta for the show. So Atlanta is gonna always be kind of like the home of the show. So we're gonna always do the show here, no matter where we do it at. It's gonna always be done in Atlanta.
Well, we coming next year. We will be there next year.
We may come to you. What?
Hey, I was about to say right, come on to Dallas. It's in Baton Rouge, but come on to Dallas. Come on.
Okay, you know what? I've never been to Dallas. I've been to Houston one time, but it wasn't long enough. But I've never been to Dallas, so we may just have to do that. You never know.
Hey, I want.
Make sure you put those earrings up for me when I come there.
I got you. Listen, one of my model sisters, she's probably gonna get mad. 'Cause she always tell me just say her sister's boutique, but this is from Sanita Boutique. Sanita Designs. I'm gonna send you some. How about
Okay,
send me your
sure.
address, my message it to me, and I'm gonna send you some. This is actually one of my model sisters. I'm not gonna say her name because she don't want me to, but her sister's boutique is Sanita's Design. She's always so modest, so she was like, "Don't
Those are beautiful. Where's she located? She's in Texas too.
Philly, Philly. She
Okay.
usually is in Cincinnati. She
Hmm.
usually model where I seen you at in Cincinnati. I
Okay.
that show. She usually model in that show, but she wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I love those.
Miss Nikki put us in touch a while ago, and I don't know what happened. It could have been a downfall, me not being
Hmm.
consistent and staying on top. And when she said it at the show that I went to on, excuse me, in Cincinnati, I was like,
Hmm.
oh, that's her. Okay, yes. And that's what I was like, okay, how can we, help? What can we do? So I made sure we put the flyer out there, and then I made sure even when we were advertising you being on the show, we put the flyer out there for anybody who
Thank you.
interested in coming
I
because
appreciate that.
always trying to support. I'm a fashion girl. We trying to get it. I love it. So, what made you like? Were you a fashion girl, a fashionista,
Yes.
or okay?
Yes, I remember when I was in probably kindergarten, and my sister and I, we used to play boutique all the time, or store. We would like take my mom's clothes, our clothes, and we would kind of hang them up. And I would be the customer, or she would be the customer, the cashier, or if our friends came over, we would be the customer, cashier, and kind of checking them out. And we played school all the time. And like I was telling her the other day, I said, isn't it crazy how the things that we played as kids, we actually start doing these. I have a prenatal care agency, and a lot of what we do now involves a lot of education. So we teach job readiness skills, life skills, and things like that. So it's really important that you pay attention to what your kids do as a kid, because you never know what they do as a kid, what it's going to turn out to be when they're adults. So I just always love fashion, and then too, I've always wanted to be different. I never wanted to dress like everybody. Um, I'm one of those type of people that if there's a certain trend in and everybody's wearing it, I won't do it because too many people are doing it. So I'll do something different. So if everybody's wearing green, you know what, I'm going to wear purple because I want to be different. Um, what I did finally get out of is I'm just now getting into like bright colors like pink and yellow and green and thing and blue and red. I always wore black. I always wore black. And I think because I heard people say, well, black makes you look smaller and this is that. Even the blonde hair. When my beautician first dyed my hair, I was like, I am not wearing this outside. And I wore a bonnet on my, like the little wrap thing on my head for like 4 days because I was like, it's going to cause too much attention. I don't want that much attention. And when I took it off one day, I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a shot. And I remember cleaning my snow off of my car one day, and this guy stopped in traffic. He's like, "Hey, I got it. You get in your car, and I got it." I was like, "Oh no, I'm good." And I told her, I said, "Yeah, this blonde is causing too much attention, but it's I've gotten used to it now. The short hair, all of it. Like I used to wear the big hair. I love big hair, but now I'm embracing just being natural. I'm embracing just being who I am because my go-to was black clothes, big hair, and I didn't want to be too loud. I didn't want to stand out. I like being in the scene, in the background. Even doing these shows, the models are like, what do you need us to do? And this is that, this and that. And I'm just like, okay, but I don't. I still haven't gotten used to just being in the limelight or just being, just being exposed and things like that. I'm used to just being in the background, being creative, and just hey, go out on the stage and just do it. So, but I'm kind of getting used to it. I still have a shyness on the inside of me.
Well, two things. I agree. Things that we played back in the day. I used to always play teacher in school, and I have an
Mhm.
education degree.
Okay.
And I used to be blind. I was blind for a long time, and I'm with you. Like at first, I was like, I don't know about this blonde, but it had to wear out on me. But it looks so, wear on me rather.
Hmm.
But it looks so pretty on you. I like your
Thank you.
blonde. I think it's really
Thank you.
pretty. I think it's really
Appreciate
pretty. Now you see I got dark hair. Well, it's red now. It's about to be another color hair coming up.
it.
but
So
but
what does
go
Oh,
ahead,
I'm
Fanny.
sorry. Well, I was just gonna say, so what does sisterhood mean to you? Just thinking about the name, and even still with you working with your sister, but I know there's also possibly some sisterhood there. You also talked about healing and so on. So it seems like that should be just a major thing that you are familiar with.
Sure. Sisterhood to me means being trustworthy, being honest, and I love those who have my back even when I'm not around. And when you have my back even when I'm not around, you don't even have to tell me that you have my back. I'll just know that. So just being honest, being who you are, whether I'm around or I'm not around. Also, you don't have to fix my crown and let the world know that it was ever even crooked, And
Right.
I think that a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people kind of do things for clout. Um, Social media has made it so easy for us to be who we are not. And sometimes you see people put things on social media about what it is that they did for someone, which is okay. But not everybody wants to be on display and wants the world to know that you helped them or you did things for them. And some people, that's why they don't like to ask for help, because they don't like to be made to feel like they're a charity case. So get to know who your sister is so that you're respectable of what her beliefs are, or you're respectable of what she does or does not like. So just being honest, getting to know a person. I've been on this change in the narrative journey for a while.
Mm,
Um, in Milwaukee, the scenery is totally different when it comes to fashion. The scenery is totally different when it comes to networking. And so, what I learned from Atlanta, I tried to take to back to Milwaukee. But maybe the first year and a half when I was there, people mistaken networking with, "Oh, you're trying to steal my light." And I'm like, "No, I actually want to work with you. I actually want to
right,
connect with you." And now people are starting to get that. This past year, I've connected with so many wonderful women, and I even told them it's just an honor to be in your presence and to know that you want to work with someone like me. And someone told me, don't ever sell yourself short. It's an honor to work with you. So we're changing the narrative. There's this ugly stigma that black women can't work together, that
right.
it's only temporary, that even black female groups never last long. But 2021 has been all about changing the narrative. And so just to answer your question in a sum, just being true, just being honest, and getting to know your sister's true feelings so that you always respect that.
I like that.
Me
I
too.
actually just won the award for sisterhood in Milwaukee by the Sisterhood.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so
Congratulations.
much.
That was one of the reasons why we started this podcast, to talk about things that people don't normally talk about, but to change that narrative as well.
Hmm.
Um, we cannot agree, but we still sisters. That's my sister.
Yeah, yeah. And we don't have to agree, but let's just respect each other's opinion. And I think what a
Right.
lot of us lack is accountability and communication.
Right.
Um, if someone tells me, if my sister tells me, you know what, you hurt me, I don't have to understand why I hurt her. Just respect the fact that I did hurt her, and
Right.
that I'm sorry I hurt you. You know what? I called your shirt pink and it was red. I apologize if that hurt your feelings. And that can fix so many problems, but a lot of people don't get that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And pride can stand in the way of that as well.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
not wanting to be accepting of it. But I totally agree with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
that happened to me just today. Somebody told me that something I said hurt them, and I'm like, "Nah, sis, that wasn't that." But I'm glad that she told me. We have to
Right.
be okay with somebody telling us when we offended,
Hmm.
and we have to be
Yeah.
okay
Right.
with telling somebody you offended me, because
Yeah.
we be walking around with chips on our shoulders,
Right.
mad.
And one
We
of my
mad.
flaws was, some years ago, I just didn't know how to open up to people, even my closest friend. I was that one friend that everybody met up at my house. And I was that one friend that if your baby daddy or your boyfriend or your husband or ex-husband didn't know where you were, they knew to come to my house to find you. that was the person that I was. I was like the glue of the circle. So if somebody didn't like anybody else, I was the person that put everybody back together. But it became draining. And I had to hold so many secrets about by this person, and it became too much. And I'm just at a point now. I stand up for myself and I speak about it, and I'm not disrespectful about it. But if I didn't like something that someone did, I didn't know how to go to them, so I would tell another friend. Well, years of doing that caused issues, and in my eyes, I was like, well, I wasn't talking about you. I just didn't know how to tell you. But because it got back to them a different way, it did appear that I was talking about them. So I had to change that. If I have an issue with someone, I'm going to speak to that person about it. And you don't have to be mean or ugly or negative about it. Just speak up. And even if I feel someone has an issue with me, I'm going to speak up about that. You know what? You seem to be kind of bothered. Is it something I said, or did I do anything? It's all about communication, and a lot of people don't know anything about that. And that's what, in most cases, why a lot of relationships fail, because of lack of communication.
I totally agree. I'm with you 100% because there have been friends that I didn't know how to tell them how I felt about something, or I was just like, that's just who they are, and they took it the wrong way, and now we're no longer friends, which is okay. But I've learned to look. This what this is. Da da da. And because even if I told them, they wouldn't have received it. And I just feel like if you're that close with somebody, you should be able to tell them, and they should understand.
And that's not fair in a friendship. That's not fair in a friendship to say, well, that's just who she is, so let me accept it. No, that's not fair. And I've had friends like that, that I'm like, well, you know what, that's just her, so let me just. But then now I have to sacrifice my feelings and how just who I am, just because that's just who you are. That's not fair. That's not a true friendship. And at the age of 40, we shouldn't be going through anything like that.
No. Right. And that's why that friendship is gone. Because it was always whatever she felt was law. And it's like, that's not what that was, though.
That's why you have your seasons friend and your reasons friend. So I get it.
So what designers do you have in the fashion show this weekend?
We have Natasha from Milwaukee. We have a lot of people coming from Milwaukee this year. I'm so excited about that. We have people coming from Mississippi as well. So we have Natasha from Milwaukee. We have Taresia from Milwaukee. We have Gayla from Atlanta. Myself from Milwaukee. We have Cynthia House of Dijon from Atlanta. And then we also have Libby Ray. Molly, she plays on the show 90 Day Fiance. So her line's
going to be the Frost show. I liked her.
Yep. So they're going to be in the show. WeTV is actually going to be filming the show. So they wanted to capture, since Molly is an honoree in the show, they wanted to capture some behind the scenes in the show. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, that's cool.
No.
Who's coming from? But you mentioned Mississippi. Did you name someone that was from Mississippi though? I'm just curious.
My best friend, her daughter, her sister, their friends, my family, a bunch of my cousins are coming from Mississippi. My cousins, they supported us in our first show. So this is one of the first shows that they've been able to come to since our first show. No, they came to my second show in Atlanta too. So they didn't come to the last two shows. So they hadn't been in a while. So I'm really excited to see them.
She was asking because she's from Mississippi. That's all.
You're from Mississippi?
Right. Macomb.
I know where Macomb is. My family is from Kosciuszko, Ethel, and I think some of them are in Clarksdale and Jackson.
Oh, we got to talk about Kosciuszko.
Yeah,
I got questions. Okay.
I was like, Mississippi. We ain't saying Louisiana, so I don't care. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But like, I am upset because I really thought, because I found when you asked, I was like, I found a flight. But I was like, that's gonna be too much. Like, what if I'm moving that weekend? I can't do that. And
I understand.
They didn't push it back.
Where are you, Fancy?
I'm in Baton Rouge.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to air the show live. We have a lighting company that we hired this year. Like, I went all the way out for this show. First of all, we're going to have it at a mansion in the backyard, and the mansion has a huge canopy for the stage. And then one of my friends that I met here when I was living here, she builds like props. And I used to tell her, put your information on Instagram, social media, all that stuff so people can start seeing your work. She started to do that. And I can't remember the name of the rapper, but a rapper hired her for his daughter's birthday party, and she blew up after that. So she does a lot of the prop building for the celebrity. I know she does Scrappy's wife. She does a lot of work for Waka Flocka's wife. She's always booked, like all her videos, she builds all her props. She just did something for Housewives of Atlanta. So she's really doing an amazing job, her and her husband. So she actually built the props for my show. So the show is the theme of it is kind of like Queen of Hearts. So you're gonna see a lot of crowns and Queen of Hearts, like oversized cards laying around. Like I'm really excited about that. But the show, each year we always come up with a different theme. So last year was uh, Alone Together. The year before that, it was Breaking the Cycle. And then this year is I Am Light. And then we do a promo video every year. So we always try to advocate in all of our shows for whatever it is that women deal with. But now we're adding men to a lot of our shows. So I'm excited about that. But I was listening to Pandora one night, and I Am Light, India Arie's song came on. And the words that she was saying, I was like, oh my God, I have to put that in the next title, because she was saying things like, I'm not the mistakes that my family made. I'm not this, I'm not that. It's time for us to stop making the same mistakes that our ancestors made. In each generation, it's supposed to get better. It's not supposed to stay the same. It's not supposed to get worse. It's supposed to get better each generation. And that's kind of the movement that I've been on. I told one of my uncles, I said, I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family. And he was like, and here I am thinking I'm going to be the first millionaire. So, and it's not just about the money, but like I said, when my mom passed, we were cleaning her house out, and the day that she passed, we got a call from her bank saying, oh, we were just calling to confirm your appointment for life insurance. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, my mom passed last night, so she won't be making an appointment. And while we were cleaning her house up, we were finding like disconnect notices, lapse insurance, just all type of stuff. And what that did to me was, I was like, my mom was helping so many people financially, letting people live with her, and she was struggling. I knew that she was struggling, but not that bad. And so I said, I don't want to put my kids through this. When I'm gone, they shouldn't have to stress out about burying me. And not that we did, because we had an amazing family that pulled through and we were able to give her a proper burial. But I don't want my kids to have to go through that. I don't want them to have to call family and friends and say, we need this, we need that, and we need this, we need that. I know a family member whose body stayed at the morgue, I think, for weeks because they couldn't bury them. And I don't want that. I don't want, these are things that Black families don't talk about. We don't talk about wills. We don't talk about life insurance. We don't talk about credit. We don't talk about anything. So I'm doing my best to try to change the narrative and break these ugly cycles.
Definitely. Those are some topics that we've talked about having, some of them, especially credit.
Yeah. I didn't care about credit. When I got my first apartment, I was at Best Buy, and they had this special. They were like, yeah, you can sign up and get all this electronic stuff for free. I was like, okay, sign me up. And I knew when they signed me up that I wasn't going to pay it. I was like, I'm not paying this. I got internet, I got a laptop, I got a radio, I got all type of stuff. And I went home and I enjoyed my free stuff because I knew I wasn't going to pay it, and I canceled my account. But all my friends did it. We all was like, we're not paying for this stuff. They're giving it to us right up front. We're not paying for it. But that was the mindset that we had. So it comes with changing your mindset. Now I'm just like, you know what? You can have a bunch of money and want certain things, but certain things money can't buy. Certain things people are like, look, if your credit is not that, I don't care how much money you got for this,
Yeah.
And then too, you save yourself a lot of money by having good credit. You won't have to put a lot of money down on things if you have good credit. So those are things that I'm learning at the age of 43. But it's never too late.
That's true. That's why I tried to tell my niece. My niece was like, "Oh, I'll just rent the wash and dry." I was like, "No, we gonna buy you one. We gonna buy this. We're not renting this. This is so you can have it. So when you go to the next thing." And one thing I always told my niece is like my child. And like when she moved with me, I was like, "You're gonna buy a bedroom set. Like we're gonna get you a bedroom set. So when you leave out my house, at least I know you have somewhere to lay your head when you get your apartment and stuff." So
yeah,
that is
I was gonna say that's why they have
So
those type
real.
of stores in our neighborhoods for us to kind of fall in that pattern. That's why they have the payday loan stores and the rent to own stores, because they know we're gonna just walk right in there because we can walk right out or something. But we just have to learn how to do better. We have to do better.
Oh, look, I was trying to think of the word. I was thinking discipline and self-restraint. Yeah.
Definitely.
And you don't have the money, you just can't get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like, oh, I'm gonna help you with your credit. I'm like, my credit is fine. Oh, what about your credit card debts? I'm like, I have one credit card. One. The only thing that's really on my credit is student loan debt.
Yeah.
That's most of us.
Right. That's the majority of my. So when I was, I'm looking for a house, and that's like, okay, well, we're gonna go over your credit and see what all you have on. And I was like, student loan debt, and he come back, oh, you just have student loan debt. Yep. That's about it. So even working through that. Isn't it raining there? Which one of y'all? I just heard some thunder and lightning.
It was raining here, but I think it stopped. I think it's supposed to rain until tomorrow, and then
it was thundering bad here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait. So the ground should be fine for the show on.
Yeah, it's supposed to stop. I think Wednesday is the last day, so we have Thursday, Friday for it to dry up. So
Okay, cool. Okay, because that's the only thing with outside events.
I know, and I was so afraid that I was praying that it did not rain.
That is the problem with outside things. Well, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Did you have something else?
No, that was it, and we ended right on time because my battery is low, and I don't want to get up and go get my charger. And I'm hungry. My stomach is like, look, girl.
You called me earlier. You was like, I'm on my way there. Is there anything that we missed?
Nothing at all. We do have 12 tickets left, 12 general seating tickets. So no tickets will be sold at the door. Tickets have to be purchased online. I am going to be doing a giveaway because Molly sponsored 12 VIP seats. So I thought she bought the 12 tickets for people that she knew. She was like, no, I just bought all the 12 seats that were left, and you can do a giveaway. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway every day up until Thursday.
Girl, let me get this flight. Come on, Fancy.
But this is one of the first years that I was able to actually do this show and not have a financial burden. So I'm grateful for that. I'm excited because it's one thing to do a show and break even or owe people money, and you can't really enjoy it because you're in debt and you have to go back home to try to figure out how you're going to pay the bills. This was not the case. So I'm so grateful to God for that because I learned discipline. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Fancy, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say I have the event link scrolling down at the bottom. Okay. Just, people are interested. I know you said that you were out, but there's still the 12, right? Or that 12 is just the
I'm going to give away 12 VIP tickets, and then we have, I think, 12 more general seating tickets, so a total of 24 tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Theories.
You're very welcome.
We'll be there next year in the flesh. We're gonna be broadcasting. Media.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much. You have a great evening. I'll be waiting on my earrings.
I got you. Send me the address.
I sure will. Thank you, ladies. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good evening.
You're very welcome.
I love her spirit. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And because I kept wondering, why did she put my sister's keeper? Because I kept wondering, and I meant to ask her and totally forgot to. Anywho, my earrings can be purchased from Sanita's Designs. Y'all can look her up. I've been wearing the earrings. I love them. They're real cute. I have my shirt on, Lady CEO. This shirt is one of my most popular shirts on my website, MissThingsBoutique.com. As always, you can always find me at Lady with an I, CEO. Oh, thank you, Brandy. Lady with an I. We need to hook you up with her so you can be the makeup sponsor. Okay, I'm sorry. On my Linktree /Lady with an I, CEO. You can find all of my stuff there. You can find me as Lady CEO pretty much on all platforms.
Okay, and I am Fancy Swagger on all platforms, and you can visit swagger.net to read the magazine. We do have our current issue out, the latest one. Excuse me, we're accepting pre-sale orders now. So if you all are interested, that's the issue that is featuring Nicole Walters, as well as some others. Oh, Brandy is also in this issue as well. So, guys, if you are interested right now, they're on sale for $10 and they are at swagger.net. Just go to the shop tab. And then we also still have our Black Media Matter shirts, and we've been sharing like some TikToks and stuff like that. If you don't mind, please, share the love or like the videos, comment something. We need that support.
Because Black media doesn't matter.
Yeah, yesterday was actually National Press Day. So we did $5 off the shirts. Thanks for those who did purchase one. And I would love to sell some more of those. So yeah.
This Saturday, I will be speaking at the Queen's Quarterly Symposium. On Friday. I should have sent you that information so you could have put it up because I totally forgot to. But I'll be speaking at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. The information is on all my pages. If you would like to find out about it, it is free. Hear me again? It is free. I'll be talking about just because you have to take off your cape don't mean you're not magical. And I think imposter syndrome. I'm still putting it together.
You've been talking about the cape for a while, so I know you got to have some content on it.
Definitely. This experience has put me thinking about that cape because you know how I was like nobody.
Yeah.
But you need help, though. So that's all I got.
Well, thank you also to Libra of the Chit Chat podcast who had us on this weekend. I wish we had the link to share to that. I don't know if Jarmel is on, but if you could possibly drop the link in the comments, that would be great. But thank you, Libra, for having us on as well.
Yes, Libra, that was awesome. And we got to love on each other in the process. So I love it.
Yeah.
Because we work together. We always working together, but we always show our appreciation. Next week we will have AO Comedy. We'll be on the show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, comedian AO, y'all. I want to make sure we get his name right because that's my friend, even though we not just close friends, but he is a friend that I would say here in Baton Rouge. So I've been following him for a while, and I'm excited about him being a guest because he is hilarious to me. So
yeah, that's the 11th. Next week you have me check.
Oh, look, I just didn't realize it was next week because I definitely want for us to be letting people know that. Okay.
Yep, it is next week, and next week is the debut of the debut of Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive Talk Show. We are so excited about you guys finding out, viewing the content, and we will be recording our next season, our next month in June. So we're excited about that too. So
yeah, our next season in June, and we are looking for sponsors. And as I realized, especially Friday, we're planning on doing it in June. We need some sponsors, not just even in kind sponsors, or if we do some bartering, just because it helps. But also, I wanted to note, I have to get the flyer out, but we're also doing our lunch party for the Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive on Thursday as well. And that's going to be at 12 p.m. And that's going to be on Facebook.
Thursday next week, right?
Yeah.
So that's all we have, and we'll be posting it on our respective pages. So be sure to be following us. See y'all later.
Bye. If I can ever give a hand in the right area of the camera. Bye.